Hey, happy holidays, everybody. It's been a little while since I've done a live feed. Um, a lot of stuff's going on, and I just wanted to touch base. And I hope you guys are all having a really great holiday season. I hope that you're having a wonderful time with your friends and family and everyone here on Facebook that I'm friends with. I miss you guys. Wherever you all are at. Hey, Gianna, good to see you. Yeah, I mean, it's funny how tonight I've been really thinking about connection and the people that you meet in real life that you enjoy their company and you're able to speak about certain things, which is the whole reason why you met in the first place. Sometimes they can be superficial, sometimes they can go really deep very fast. But then people go, "Oh, I want to find you on Facebook." Right? Well, sometimes that can be kind of tricky because, at least in my world, I don't know about all of your worlds, but in my world, I meet people from all over, all kinds of different perspectives, all kinds of different lifestyles, many times lots of lifestyles that I'm not personally living, but I enjoy people. And I'm not threatened by really wanting to get to know and love people regardless of where they're at. You know what I mean? You can just always really find some way to enjoy another person and always find a certain way to connect and show kindness, show appreciation for what they do. They can inspire you, you can inspire them. That's kind of always been my MO, but I also am a pretty opinionated person. I guess I'm that way because I've seen a lot. Um, I don't really jump to conclusions until I've actually seen the fruit of a certain way of thinking, and then I could change my mind. It's like if someone like let's say for instance, I'm going to go on a little tangent for a second. Let's say for instance, you go to school and everyone tells you, you need to be a doctor. You got to totally be a doctor. And you create this fantasy about what it's like to be a doctor. But when you actually really live it on the highest level and it's not what you thought it was going to be, it's actually the opposite of what you thought it was going to be, you can either stay in it or change your mind, right? Well, a lot of times with what I do is I get really involved. I really want to know about something. I get to know a lot of people involved in it. And sometimes it's awesome and sometimes it's not. And I share that, you know, I share that, and I don't really create a filter of trying to be polite on my Facebook page about it, because you have people that either just want to blindly have everyone agree with them all the time, or you also have really awesome people that actually want to find out the truth about all kinds of things. And there are a lot of people that I know that just want to get to that. And there's other people that they just want to be validated in whatever they're in. And they don't really have time for any other perspectives. The reason I'm talking about this now is because I'm kind of at a point with, figuring out whether or not it's best to stay on social media. It has nothing to do with rejecting anybody that I've ever met in my life that's connected here in human form. If I see you and I get the amazing opportunity to spend real time with you again, I'm going to be so excited to see you. And we'll really be able to connect, and it'll be fantastic. And that's what I love. That's truly the real purpose of pretty much everything I do with the art or with studio events. It's funny because I'm talking now and there's like no one watching. kind of validating my whole thing of like, does this even matter anymore? I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that in human form, oh my goodness, the last few years, I mean, for a long time, the real people that have gravitated to the house, the real people that gravitated to West 11 in Los Angeles, and the real people that gravitated to Suite 106 back in the day in Jacksonville, and all the people that we were really trying to make something happen and really connect. None of those connections are really lost. I mean, there's a few, people. I lost a whole bunch of friends over that dude with the airplane thing. I'm not even joking. Really? So that was weird. But here's the thing that's weird about social media versus human form. You get these stories that so the social media will put out stories, and they want to test to see how people react to it, emotionally react to it. And if certain people in your group react a certain way that you want them to, then you feel more connected, and the other people don't, question it, or like, is this real? Is this, this really happened the way it was? Oh, you're not a good person anymore. We need to delete you. Now think about that. You don't even really know the real story. And quite frankly, most of you, if you know, the people that own the media never tell the real truth. So is it just a test? Is it just a psyop to try to figure out how to control people, separate individuals when they're within their own community, make individuals within their own community feel isolated? Because if you isolate people within their neighborhoods, they're more controllable. The community's more controllable. And Big Brother, and whatever narrative or story or perspective or mentality that wants to control, which is always never a good thing, wins. And that's something that I've been fighting for a long time too, with Facebook, and trying to shed light on that game. So there's multiple things that if I can... Hi, Julie. Hi, honey. Hey, Joel. If I can shed light on that, and I hope that you guys who really know me in real life know that I care. I'm not making stuff up to cause problems, but shedding light on the people that I care about, not to fall into that game. I hope that you know that that's where I come from. So I feel like, let's just talk about why I do what I do. Okay. I've been called many different names. I've been labeled many different things, from one side of the gamut to the other. You couldn't imagine how many different ways and things have been kind of thrown at me. Party girl, rocker chick, sycophant, siren, opportunist, great person, artist, wannabe, I mean, everything, whatever. It's cool. I mean, when you finally realize that people will only define you based on what they want to see in you, then it really gives more understanding to knowing that you can't put your concept of who you are in the hands of other people, especially those that don't truly want to understand you or really truly know what you're about. And that's for everyone to understand, and if that can shed a light and help other people in their journey to know that, that's great. I really hope that you can take that away from that, but for me, with the studio events and with bringing people together, even people that are totally different, in thinking, when you're just around human form and you're able to just spend real time together, amazing things happen. And you're able to talk and share ideas. There's an art to that. It's not just a party. A lot of people think that haven't come here or really been, or maybe they see something online, they think, oh, just Kim's just throws parties. No, it's more than that. Because we're talking about things that are going on in the world, and we're talking about even inner struggles that we have with each other or with ourselves. You wouldn't believe some of the conversations that people have shared in these spaces, and the amazing people that have come through. I'm so grateful for all of you, everyone who's come through, the artists, the musicians, you guys are, I mean, we're talking amazing people, beautiful people, absolutely talented, wonderful people, and then the people that come to support. Amazing. And you're in an intimate space where it's not like you see them at the Lincoln Center. You see them right here in the backyard, and you're able to hang out with them before and hang out with them afterward, talk. That's what I'm talking about. Breaking down those boundaries. It's really cool. And people go, well, Kim, why do you do this? Because it doesn't make you any money. Or they'll say, why are you so broke all the time? It looks like you do all this stuff all the time. You should be doing great. You know, you should be able to do all this travel all over the world, and why can't you come visit me in XYZ? I don't have it. They don't understand that there's something going on in the world right now that is this, it's a fight for our energy. So I'm going to go a little deeper now. Okay, we're done talking about the studio. We're done. Hey, Debbie. I was just giving a shout out to all the amazing people that have come through the studio to be artists or musicians, and you are one of them. Thank you so much for coming, and you're always welcome. All of you guys, the whole Pigeon Pack, are always welcome back here anytime. But so there's a fight right now. If people haven't, I think most people have felt it, but let's really vocalize it. There's a fight right now for our energy. Whether we're going to choose to do things that are really based on our heart space, what we know we're meant to do in this world, regardless of how much money it makes. But we trust it, and we have faith, and amazing things will come of it. I mean, amazing things will come of it. The bigger the imagination, the bigger your heart space is, the bigger your love is for that imagination of really good things, it will happen, regardless of money. And I'm a testament to that. And if I have to say that right now, at the embarrassment of myself or whatever, you know, because people tend to judge you if you have money or not, that's okay. I think this is the time to really be absolutely transparent with this magic, with this awesome thing that's going on, versus people deciding based on fear, I have to do something solely based on money, regardless of what it is. I think an icicle just fell. Did you hear that? It's been really cold here, but it's kind of melty now, so I think that icicle just fell. So think about that. All the people that have come through the space, hey Derek, everyone's been struggling. Everyone's been struggling in all kinds of different ways. But we always seem to find a way to make the event, to make our lives, to make our dreams happen. And yeah, there are moments where we all get upset. Ooh, you know I get pissed. I get frustrated. You know, I'm in Aries. Okay, let's get real here. I'm a dragon. Okay, the 1976. Okay, dragon. There you go. Holler at you. You know how old I am. Aries, Leo rising, and a Capricorn moon. I got issues. You know, I am very like, I want this to happen now. This needs to go on. If it doesn't happen, I'm going to freak out. Yeah, we all have our human side of, whew, I'm putting myself out at risk. You know, I don't know how this is going to work out. And when people let you down, or people don't see what you're doing and they throw you under the bus, or they cause distraction, or they cause sabotage because they don't know how to be happy in their own lives. Yeah, sometimes for those of us who are really pushing forward, we get upset. It happens. We're human. But you have to constantly go back to that love space, you know? As much as sometimes it can be very difficult, because that's where the beauty is. So let's talk about money and the energy of where money will take us, and the energy of love and what you know you love to do in the world, and what you know creates your happy space for not only yourself but those who love you the most around you. And sometimes it can be completely opposite. Sometimes it's not opposite. In my life, it tends to be kind of opposite. And that's okay. I deal with it. And for many of us. So right now, the source of money, the source of big money, is not based on love. We all have to recognize that. What do we see in the world? Why do lawyers that lie get the most, and the lawyers that are trying to bring out the truth get paid the least? Why is it okay for women to be constantly sexually exploited through movies, becoming a high-end escort, a model, anything to just debase the female form and the female energy, they get paid? And yet a teacher or a mom, who wants to be that? There's a lot of realms like that. And for me specifically, in the art world, I want to ask all y'all who are in the art world, who went through all the different wonderful institutions to give you that nice big old stamp of approval to be an official artist. Cheers to you going to all those fancy art schools. Let me ask you something. Do you feel a little deader inside now? Do you feel that your success hinges within the art world right now to focus on expressing your own pain, victimhood, hate, social justice, or self-destruction in your art? Do you feel that you will get more grants if you go that route, rather than sharing your joy, sharing love, showing the beauty in the world? That's trite, isn't it? That's what they tell you. It's traits. They're lying. Because you know where the source of the money comes from these institutions. Feeds all the destruction, the war, the drug trafficking. They want you on drugs. They want artists on drugs because you guys are going to be the role models for the rest of the masses. So they want you in pain as a role model. They want to show you all screwed up and expressing art as some sort of virtue. It's like an inversed virtue, because they make money off of it. Look at the leaders of your art world, the music industry. Listen to what their words are. Listen to what they're talking about. Why are they lifted up? If we really want to change the world now, and I'm just one person that maybe one person's listening to right now, you know? If you really want to change the world, your art is your heart, is your highest joy, your highest connection with love and with beauty. And it heals everything. I always say that music is the highest form of art. And there's a reason for that. Because it's full on vibration. And we are vibration. We are the sounds that come out of our mouths. We are the thoughts that we allow into feelings that we express through our mouths. the higher the vibration, the more beauty. The lower the vibration, the more destruction. That's a fact. That's not some kind of like voodoo voodoo, new age concept. You can scientifically research that. There's a very interesting documentary. One of them I posted a few days ago, so check it out. It's Ancient Knowledge. You put salt on a piece of paper over a amplifier, and you do different sounds, whether it's C, C sharp, A, B sharp, and there's specific patterns within each sound. And the higher the sound, the more complex and beautiful the sound is, or the pattern is. I'm rambling a bit. But all of this, I hope that in the future, maybe this will make sense to somebody. I know that a lot of people, in different realms that I listen to, they're talking a certain thing here, what I just talked about, or they're talking a certain subject over there. But I'm hoping that all of those conversations someday come together to make sense in this whole picture of what's really going on. The vibration with money right now is so low. And there's a vibration to the dollar. There is a vibration to the dollar. Why don't you guys ask yourselves, do you ever notice how someone will do anything for $1? But yet, if you ask them to do something for free, what do you mean? Or sometimes you'll do amazing things for free. And I've seen this happen many times, actually, with myself, who I'm broke. I mean, I just do this stuff out of love, and I just walk on faith. I don't worry about money. I try to take care of things with the basics, but I can't help myself. I need the majority of my actions to go towards what I really believe in, or the people that I really believe in, the events that I really want to make happen. I'm not going to worry about where the money's coming from or how I'm going to make money. I hope that it happens, but you know what? If it doesn't, I know there was a better reason of why it all came together, and it always works out amazing, and it's okay. But there are some times when I'm with people that they do amazing things, and they have amazing resources to do amazing things. And interestingly enough, the reaction is not, wow, thank you. Thank you. That was so cool that you took the time out to do what you did based on nothing of money, just because you love and you know it's the right thing to do. And everything's going to be great. You're going to be fine. They go, wait a second. So you did this without money? You must be really rich. They want to deplete. Somehow they want to lessen the goodness of what happened to, there's got to be or maybe you want something from this. Are you trying to get something from this? Or you must be just super wealthy, and that's why you're able to have this time to do that. Poor people think like that. And I'm not talking about poor people in the wallet. I'm talking about poor people in the head. Because there are people that have 6 figures in their bank account that think like this. And there's people that have $2 in their bank account that think like this. They can't think about doing something without the dollar or without a selfish reason. Is that what poverty truly is spiritually? Maybe. So let's talk about currency. I'm just, again, there's one person watching. Hey, Mrs. Boucher, I'm so glad that you're watching. I really appreciate. Oh, hi, Heidi, you're watching. Hi, Heidi. Okay, so far it just shows that like one person's watching, and that's really great. But I'm just gonna keep on talking, and maybe in the future this will make sense, and maybe it won't. You know, I don't know. But I do want to share some of these things that I've learned. And the least amount of you is not going to stop me. It's okay. I'm used to it. I'm used to nobody listening. It's fine. Okay, so let's go back to money. When I was in my early 20s, I made a big decision that I was going to do something based on fear than love. I'm going to go downstairs for a minute, so you're going to come with me. I need to get another glass of wine, because it's a wine night. I like to have a glass of wine when I talk about these things. I hope you guys don't mind. So anyway, when I was in my early 20s, my dad passed away when I was 18. And I felt a lot of pressure. Hey, Jeff. What's up, Jeff Rose? I felt a lot of pressure. Sorry it's dark at the moment. I'm walking down the stairs. I'll turn the light on in just a minute. But I felt a lot of pressure when my dad passed away that I needed to take care of family stuff. I mean, serious family stuff. You know, I'd always just wanted to be an artist, and I thought that was going to really be my main goal in life. Sorry, it's so dark again. I got to turn the light on. Okay. So anyway, years of being involved in art and living my own dreams and wanting to give myself that chance. Hey, Celeste. Hey, Jeff. But wanting to really have that time to explore as a young person, to be an artist, I didn't feel I had the right to do that. I felt it was selfish, and I felt like I needed, based on fear and pressures from family, that I needed to get a corporate job. So I did. And I started working for a home builder out of DC. Hey, hi Celeste. And I made a ton of money. And I gave a lot of it to my family. Hey Chaz, what's up? I gave a lot of it to my family. Because I wanted to do right. But my life brought about all kinds of the wrong fruit because I wasn't living my real journey, my real adventure. I was doing right, what I thought, by the people that I cared about, but I wasn't supposed to really be there. And a lot of money came. And the thing is that you guys got to understand, if you look back on the different economies that have made a ton of money in different time frames, in the early 2000s, the reason why they wanted to create a huge economic destruction was to create a huge bubble in major cities. Well, I was part of that. And though I didn't understand it at the time, that's why I made a bunch of money, because I was playing the game. And when you start realizing that's not what I want to be involved in, you know, I want to do good things in the world, and I don't want to throw people under the bus where in like 3 months they're going to be in foreclosure because their house is not even worth, I mean, they have a mortgage that's way out of control, and the house isn't even going to hold up for 5 years. You know, that's wrong. That's wrong. You know, so you have to recalibrate, at least for me. Like for me, I'm sorry, I've got a conscience. And I also wanted to focus on art. I wanted to give myself a chance, so I left. Now, this is something for you guys to understand. I'm going to be really transparent here. Not for myself or some sort of like, you know, ego masturbation or whatever to like share personal things. It's truly to shed light on what has happened already to me personally that can apply to what in the future, what can happen with digital currency. Okay, so we're going to stop the personal side of this conversation as far as like learning more about me and my past, because who cares about that? Let's talk about what can happen with digital currency. In 2006, I left that whole world and I got very vocal on the artistic side as well as the any kind of media side, to talk about certain things that I learned from that world. One of which that I learned was the credit system. Now, at one point, I had an outstanding credit of like, I think my credit, the highest score was like 780, 785. I had a revolving credit of over $1 million. I had 5 cars. I had 2 homes. I had a lot, and that was in my 20s because I worked really hard in an industry that was very focused on, at the time, the real estate market in DC. And I did well. But here's the thing. When I started letting go of all that, you know, I'd always paid my bills on time, never had a problem. 2009, I had one credit card. I always had just one credit card, my whole life, just one credit card. And I'd always pay it off, you know, and I was always able to just do this. And then I really invested in the Kim Berry studio. I really wanted to invest in what I was doing. This was in Jacksonville. It got tight. I mean, money got tight, but I was still able to always pay, you know, take care of things. One payment after 10 years was late. And it wasn't even like I meant for it to be late. It just happened. Like, I thought I'd paid it. I'm not down with the whole like direct deposit or like immediate debit thing. I just was like, well, I'll pay it, you know, always get taken care of. It's fine. They took that as an opportunity to take my interest rate from 0% to 29% overnight. My monthly payment went from $200 a month to over $1,200 a month. 95% of it being interest. That's immediate, forceful of bankruptcy. Nobody can afford to do that. And not only that, 95% of it's going to be interest. That's crazy. No one's going to pay that. So I was on the horn with them. This is in 2009. And I said, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to put me under? I mean, I don't know anybody that would pay $1,200 a month, 95% of it being interest, on a credit card. You'll never be able to pay that off. Ever. And if you could, why? That's crazy. So I didn't pay. And I was very vocal. I mean, I told everybody. I was just on it. You guys know, Chaz, you know, in Jacksonville, I was like telling everybody about that, you know, and like, don't get involved with credit cards. This is what they're doing. And and then I got to Los Angeles and I was talking about it in my art and I was getting on them with it. And guess what they did? This is what they did, guys. And this is no conspiracy theory. You're not hearing this video from some random person on YouTube that you can dismiss or whatever. You guys know me, and I don't bullshit. This is what happened to me in 2011. I had perfect credit, all my history of my homes, all my cars, everything, all the stuff that I had when I had done so well, it had always been on my credit. So people could look into my history and see, wow, you know, she owned 2 homes, she owned 5 cars, she was never late on anything. Dude, yeah, okay, so she's got this one credit card she decided not to pay on. She's still freaking awesome. You know, she's got this. Of course we're going to give her a rental. Of course we're going to give her whatever. You know, I mean, she's got it going on. She had over $1 million in revolving credit, and she had a 750 credit score. Well, this one credit card that's trying to screw her over, well, look at the majority of what she took care of. They deleted. The credit company deleted all of my history, except the bad, except the one credit card that I refused to pay. Deleted it. It didn't exist. If you look at my credit now, nothing, it looks like literally I have not existed. They deleted everything. They deleted my house in Annapolis. They deleted my house in Ponte Vedra, Florida, which is a very nice place, by the way. Very nice place. They deleted my 5 cars that I had and I had paid for. They deleted all of it. And if anyone's out there thinking, well, maybe it was just because the time. It's just the time frame. You know, you let those things go for so long, they're going to get rid of it. No, you know what they held on to? My Nelnet student loan from 1996. That showed up. Paid. But that was there. And the one credit card that I decided not to pay on because I was philosophically making a point. And they thought that they could destroy my life with that. My credit went from 750 to 498 for years. They thought they were going to take me down. They thought they'd stop my conversation with the banks, and this is in 2011, you guys. I've existed pretty well. I navigate. I'm that little fish that navigates. I'm not going to step down from them. I'm not going to deal with their bullshit. And you guys are not going to play me. That was Bank of America. That was Bank of America. You guys aren't going to play me. And this is not about acting tough. This is about sharing information with all of you. It's taken me a long time to finally go public with this. Because a lot of people judge you on your money, don't they? You know, I don't know if I really want to hang out with Kim because we really want to go to this one really nice restaurant and I know that she can't go. And I don't know, like, I like to go and buy expensive clothes all the time and she doesn't really do that. And I like to go travel and do all these things. I don't know if she can do that too. People are like that. They judge you based on your money. But they have no idea what you've been through, what your journey's been, what you learned from certain things, and also the magic that you learn from not necessarily being involved in those kind of conversations all the time. And you also learn when you're actually doing the right thing, sometimes you get attacked. But amazing magic happens, and it's worth it. All the things that have happened since 2011, with being in Los Angeles, having West 11, meeting all the amazing friends and all the amazing people that I met there, and never thinking twice about feeding into the fear of what the banks were trying to do to me. I had nothing in LA. I didn't have a regular job, you guys. It was just the studio. That's all I had. And the banks pulled that number on me then. And my biggest fear was to be an artist in Los Angeles and broke. But I faced it. And I came out fine. I came out better than fine. I came out better than fine. And then you get a call saying, Kim, Mom needs help. Maybe you should come home. And you get a lot of judgment. Well, Kim, why are you leaving LA? Your entire career is going to be destroyed if you leave LA. Are you kidding me? You're crazy. You're done. You can't do that. You're going to go home and live with your mom and take care of things? What are you going to do in Pittsburgh? It's going to be pathetic. You're going to have nothing. Well, guess what? Yeah, I didn't. I didn't. And I had a lot of people when I first got home thinking, that didn't really know me at all, think the worst case scenario and throw you under the bus and not even look at your art or look what you're doing or whatever. But you know what? Yeah, exactly, Chaz. Blood is thicker. And you know what? I'd do anything for my mom. As much as she drives me crazy, and y'all know, my mother drives me crazy. I love her, and you all love her. You all know Mama Bev is the sweetest. But as her daughter, she can drive me crazy. That's what moms and daughters do, don't they? It's a different dynamic. But you know what? Most people are so tuned into having one face for the public and another face behind closed doors. And I'm not like that. And neither is my mom. Sometimes my mom can be, but it's okay. She's all right. But for me, it's like, look, I've got nothing to hide, you know? So I get home, trying to figure things out. It's not pretty. It's messy. Can you imagine living with your mom when you're an adult after all the adventures that you've had? Do it, please. And then we can talk. Then we can talk. Trying to be a caregiver when the person doesn't want to believe that they have to get taken care of. Trying to figure out how you're going to make money or take care of whatever their needs are when, quite frankly, you're an artist and what you were doing happens in Los Angeles. It doesn't happen here in Pittsburgh. That can be really tricky. But you just keep navigating. And yeah, people are going to misunderstand. Yeah, people are going to get the wrong idea. People are going to throw you under the bus, whatever. But then you find your tribe. And then all of a sudden, the doors start opening. And it doesn't always have to be about money. It's not. It's about all of a sudden you're living in this certain mentality of love, you know, that all the right people, when they're supposed to show up, show up. All the right things that are supposed, no matter what money you have. You couldn't even make it happen if you had $1 million. It just happens. And, you know, I mean, Stephen Shellen was here just a month ago. We had the best time with his family and friends. We got to know Jim and Angie from Victorious Libertas. We had Melissa Zachariah here. We had Anthony Cardoniga from the Liberty Columnist here. You know, we've had so many amazing people. We had the Westerlies here. They're now touring with the Fleet Foxes. They're amazing. We've had Sam Miller in the Congregation. Beautiful, wonderful, amazing people that if you tried to force it, or you tried to pay them, or you tried, or it was all about money, it would never have the magic and the beauty and the real connection that all of us have had here. If I'm rambling, I'm sorry, but I'm making a point. I know I ramble. My point is, you can get your entire credit deleted. Most people live off the fear of their credit getting destroyed. Guess what? I'm one of them. Have you seen all the things I've done in spite of it? You don't have to worry. And don't let the fear feed you. This is why I'm finally being transparent about my personal finances. Because right now, this is the end of 2017. And there has been so much craziness going on in the world. There has been so many lies, so many layers of onions, so many things going on. Unfortunately, I've been privy to for a while. I've tried to talk about it in my art in a humorous way without being too direct, but the last year I've had to be direct, guys, because I don't want you guys screwed. Okay? I got a lot of heat for it. I got a lot of misunderstanding. I got a lot of defriending. I got a lot of all kinds of stuff. I don't care, because I'm trying to get the truth out so that you guys can truly live in love and freedom. And that's right, Celeste. That's how Celeste, you and I met, is getting tuned into that right vibe. Unfortunately, as much as you want to save as many people as possible that may be tuned into a wrong vibration, but you love them to death, and you try to share that, they may reject you. They don't want to hear it because they're tuned in to whatever they want to tune into, no matter how much it's destroying them. And then, but if you try to calibrate to them, just to save that relationship, you're doing wrong. You're doing wrong by yourself, and you're doing wrong by them, and you're doing wrong by everybody else that you can connect with that is on true or high vibration right now. That's what's going on. There is a huge divide going on. People are getting lost in the mix of lies. The tuning fork of lies. A lot of it's based on money. What are you going to do for the dollar? What are you going to do for social status as it is right now? And again, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. The 4 biggest money-making industries in the universe right now are war, trafficking, human trafficking, sex trafficking, child trafficking. Oh, let's add a 5th one, drug trafficking. Everything else is a derivative with the money dollar, fiat money. And quite frankly, probably the cryptocurrency as well at this point. So if that's the vibration that it starts with, do you seriously think you're going to get the most positive life possible focusing on money singularly? No. But if you focus on love first, and faith first, and trusting your gut, no matter how many things get thrown at you, that's the fight. And we're all in it, and we can get tuned into each other and support each other and value each other. Listen, so Jim and Angie, they actually are real friends of mine. I know them. Most people that I post that are on YouTube, I know and I trust. So when I share their information, it's not just watching YouTube randomly. Okay, so I'm just going to say that. Jim and Angie are in Texas, and they are 2 of the most beautiful people that I know. I mean, I know all of you are really amazing. You guys gotta check out Jim and Angie on Victoris Libertas, okay? So they had this interview with a state supreme judge a couple weeks ago. Blew the lid off of so much financial corruption based on taxes. And basically, you know, your money is your energy. So it's energy vampirism. I highly recommend that all of you watch that interview. And your eyes are gonna be open to a lot of different things. And a lot of things are gonna make sense once you watch it. The digital future, if they could delete my entire financial history in 2011 as though it never existed, what do you think in the future they're going to do with AI if everything is virtual, if your money is virtual? And if the same criminals who have been running the 20th century in creating so much destruction for the world are running the 21st century with the digital world and digital currency, what's going to happen to the true believers that are trying to talk some truth? They're going to get deleted, aren't they? So this is the time to really understand it. Chaz, you are absolutely right. It is spiritual vampirism. It is, because spirit is energy. Energy. There is no such thing as time. Okay, I'm gonna go real deep for a hot second. Here's a truth bomb. Do you guys know why I look the same that I looked when I was 25? Do you know why I don't age? It has nothing to do with beauty products, guys. I don't do plastic surgery, and I don't do any of that crap. It starts with knowing there is no such thing as time. It's based on what your mind believes you to be, what you allow yourself to think you are in your mind. I'm not talking vanity. I'm talking about you focus in on the higher truths of the universe, because we're vessels. Look back at Tesla. Really study Tesla. Tesla talks about all of this, and if you apply it to our own bodies, because it's God. Let's go back to God. We have the telomeres inside of our DNA that constantly regenerate, The only time they stop regenerating is when we start allowing dis-ease, stress, worry, doubt, fear, letting other people take our energy from us in different avenues, whether it's a horrible job, whether it's a horrible relationship, whether it's whatever. That's when we start to age, because we're allowing our energy to be sucked out. And time is a perfect excuse for these jagoffs. No other better word. No other better word, because I'm in Pittsburgh. Jagoff. If you've never heard that word before, it's a Pittsburgh word. These jagoffs love to use the word of time to make an excuse for why people look destroyed by the time they're 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever. Who cares what the number is? Their energy and their life force is literally being drained. Watch The Dark Crystal for the very first time again. It talks about all of that. It shows it. I know, isn't that great? You gotta love it. I gotta drop a Dark Crystal minute. I just gotta drop it. You gotta love it. There's so much truth in so many different movies that are based on fiction. But The Dark Crystal is a perfect example of that. Also, you can watch Snow White, the new one with, what's her face? That's, I don't like her, but there's Snow White and the Huntsman. They show a perfect example of energy vampirism. I don't let anyone take my energy from me. I don't. Maybe a few. Maybe a few have in the past. I regenerate though. And when you focus on making more of your actions, let's say 65% of your actions are based on love. Nothing to do with selfish interest or money making or whatever, but like, you know what? This would be a really good thing to do. Let's just do it. I don't know how it's going to happen, but let's just do it. That is that childlike joy, that childlike energy. Children don't think of money. Children don't think like that. They just are constantly thinking of like, what's the highest good that I can do today? Sometimes it's mischievous. But, you know, they have that amazing ability of going, anything is possible. Everything is possible. If I believe in it, it's going to happen. And we all can continue to have that. And we can make abundance. That can be the new currency. And we can value that new currency by showing each other that we value it, by sharing money. I don't know. But if we see that as a source and a value, and the money is just the symbol to give to that person because they're sharing their best energy with the world, then the money becomes good. You see? But right now, do you notice how people get really uncomfortable about wanting to give money when there's something really good happening? Well, you should just be doing that because that's a good thing to do. Really? Because you didn't ask Target about that. Do you know how many things Walmart does that is really jacked up and everyone goes there and drops like $600, especially around the holidays? And do you think it's going to go back to the community? Do you think it's going for anything good? Nope, sorry, it's not. Not happening. But then when you've got a friend who's like doing something really great, they don't want to donate to it. They're like, well, this should just be free. Huh? You see? We're backwards. We're backwards. Aren't we? And so, if we can all recognize that, and we know the game, and we're not going to play into fear, and if any of you for a second doubt, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to me if they mess up my credit, just look at me. I'm still alive. I'm doing pretty well. I'm okay. Screw them. I've been doing okay since 2011 when they decided to destroy my credit. I'm doing okay. Everything's fine. Focus on love. Focus on what your heart is telling you is the best thing you could do at any given moment. That's your major power. That's your action. That is your energy. That is your life force. That is what's going to rejuvenate you and everybody around you. And it's going to create amazing community. You know, I'm still working on it because I think my community still hates me. Well, they're all from CMU, man. I mean, dude, I'm in the belly of the beast here in Pittsburgh. I always knew it. That's why I left. You know, I mean, you guys gotta understand that like Pittsburgh was brought up on the Carnegie Museum and Carnegie frickin' CMU, transhumanism, biotech, DARPA's there, Google's here, frickin' this is, and all of these people have never heard anything otherwise, and they make their money believing these lies, and they all look like they don't get it. And I'm not really well liked because I do share these thoughts kindly, but they don't like hearing it. But if I can share with you guys, anyone who's interested, it's the truth. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just trying to tell the truth. Yeah, Pittsburgh. I'm in the belly of the beast right now, so prayers would be great. It'd be great. It'd be great. Sometimes I wonder if I'm making a difference here. Does it matter? I want it to matter because I'd like my life to matter. You know, I haven't sold a painting in God knows how long. But you just keep doing. And someday maybe it will matter. But I do know that opening up the house and having these events has mattered. Very much so. Very much so. And I'm very grateful for that. So, for 2018, it'd be really great for us to recalibrate. And anything that makes you feel like a conversation that leaves you left dead inside, it leaves you left wanting. Any industry that leaves you feeling dead inside a little bit, but you have to do it because you feel you have to have money, leave it. Please leave it. Because the only reason it exists is because you're giving your power to it. The only reason any industry exists is because people feel weak enough to think that they have to get involved in order to survive. That's the only way any industry, especially when they're bad, does that. Think about people that work for Monsanto. I mean, for God's sake. I mean, unless there's some sort of clones that have zero soul or there's some sort of robots, like, you've got to be really messed up in the head and really poverty mentality spiritually to work for a company like Monsanto. I'm just going to call it out. So, is it really worth that $10 an hour when you could be doing amazing things with your life and your health and your beauty and everything just glows? I'm not saying I glow right now. The only reason I glow right now is because I got Christmas lights on. But in general, it's true. When you're living out your best possible self, you're going to glow. Because you're vibrating the inner energy that manifests physically outward. And nothing can touch you. That's the truth. All right, so it's Saturday night, and I'm sure you guys got a lot of stuff going on, and I have talked way too long, but it's been a while. And it's the holidays. It's the end of 2017, and you know what? Let's make 2018 awesome. Like, just truly living out your own individual joy. Chaz, thanks for holding in that long. Love you, guy. Miss you. I miss Jacksonville very much. I miss you guys down there. And I'll catch you soon. All right? Peace out. Have a great night. Let's make 2018 really great. And the way that we can make it really great is not by jumping into some George Soros open society Facebook thing. Okay? And it's not about creating ourselves to become victims. It's not about finding out some social justice warrior thing to jump onto. It's about centering yourself, focusing on what you really love, focusing on how you can share that with the world in your best sense. We need love, we need joy, we need beauty in the world. We need kindness. We need understanding. We need healthy debate. Yeah. And we need to know that we can debate healthfully without anyone having to give in unless they want to. You know, it's okay. You can share different perspectives. It's a beautiful thing. Because ultimately, as long as someone's not telling somebody and fighting over their professors, by the way, don't listen to your professors. They're freaking morons. I'm done. I am so done with professors. They're psychopaths at this point. They've put kids at jeopardy in their mind, bodies, and spirits at this point. Do you feel better after your class? I don't think so. They wreak havoc on these kids these days. It's horrible. Shame on you. Shame on you guys. Shame on you guys. Shame on you guys. I'm old enough to say that now because I could have been a professor. Shame on you guys. Shame on USC. I have had friends at University of Southern California. You know who you are. Crazy. Shame on you for disturbing these kids and making these kids totally out of whack, and then paying them extra credits for going out to do Black Lives Matter, and they get extra credit for it, putting their lives in danger. How dare you? And then making them think the world hates them. Shame on you. The world does not hate anybody. You know, we create hate in our own lives. We create hate in our own minds. Shame on these professors. And the kids are paying top dollar to hear this crap. And they get screwed up for the rest of their lives. Because they think that's true. Because their professor told them. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you that, you know what? No, the world does not hate you. And we have to create kindness and love and understanding. And when we tell our own stories, our own true, genuine stories of what we've gone through in our own lives, we need to listen to each other, and we need to be there for each other and validate their experiences. It may be something that you've never experienced, but it's something they experienced. And when you have that moment over a cup of coffee, over a glass of wine, that's what I like, and you can sit and share that, that's where the healing happens, and that's where the compassion and the friendship begins, and that is where community starts, and that is how the world can change. I'm done. Hey, Dick. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful holiday season. I might do another live feed before Christmas. I don't know. But if I don't, have a wonderful, beautiful holiday season. And if you're in Pittsburgh, come to the house. We're going to have a house party here, and we're just going to start the new year right. And we've got Focus People, a beautiful band from Jacksonville, an old friend of mine, is coming up, and they're fantastic. Check them out on YouTube, Folk is People. And we're going to have a wonderful house party show concert and just have joy. That's it. Simple as that. Boom. All right, love you guys. Peace out. I'll catch you on the flip side.